Hey YouTube, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. I recently acquired a new pipe. I gave two away and made a repair to one of my pipes and bought a new one, so now I have four in my collection again. I have in my pipe some London Export shag tobacco, and the bag itself comes with papers, but let's get a close-up of that. Yeah, it's a good smoke too. It's not too terribly strong as far as the harshness goes. The nicotine on it's decent. It's got a mild sweetness to it. It's overall pretty mellow and relaxing smoke. This particular pipe is a smooth finish. It's also a billiard, and it's also a Sherlock. And I like it. It's a pretty sexy looking pipe. But I want to talk to you about something, YouTube. How some people can sit there and say that nudity is pornographic, and how do you figure that? Well, that is the definition. Then anything that's nude is automatically deemed pornographic. And if that's the case, then parents are guilty of what? Well, if you breastfeed your children, then obviously you're exposing your children to porn, so therefore you're guilty of that. See, it doesn't work like that, does it? No, it doesn't. And how many parents have a picture of their kid butt-ass naked, fresh out of the hospital? You know what I'm saying? When they're born and shit. You think about it like that for a second, then if nudity is pornographic, then that picture alone would make that parent or parents in question guilty of possessing child pornography. But when it's your kid freshly born out of the hospital, they don't look at it like that, do they? So again, nudity is not pornographic. If the person is just posing naked versus, doing some sexual act to themselves or someone else, if there's no sex involved in the picture, then it's not pornographic, plain and simple. Porn is a four-letter word that requires a three-letter word known as sex, and if there's no sex in it, then it's not pornographic. There's a borderline between, tasteful nude, raunchy nude, and softcore porn. It goes in levels, man. Tasteful nude is at the very bottom, all the way up to hardcore triple X. Shit you wouldn't want to watch with your grandmother. Unless, you like watching porn with your grandmother. I don't know how you get down with your life. I mean, that's kind of creepy if you ask me, but, And when it comes to sex education, abstinence-only education is bullshit. Especially when teenagers are going through puberty and hormones are racing, and they get themselves in those social situations where it can lead to sex really quickly. No, a safe and responsible sex education is how it should be done. To teach kids that it's okay to have sex as long as you're with somebody and it's consensual and all that good shit, and to be smart about it. And then you talk to them about STDs and diseases and pregnancy, and then boom, you're done. You don't have to go into vivid detail with positions and sex toys and shit like that. That's just, And if you lie to them about sex, they're going to go looking for other places for it, and I don't think you want your kids finding out about sex through a pornographic video on the internet, because porn doesn't always depict, accurate sex, or the accuracy of it. And it should be allowed. You know, they should make educational porn where it's not there for your, you know, sexual gratification, but it's there to teach you a couple things. You know what I'm saying? And they should be able to show that shit in schools so they have an idea of what they're getting into, you know. Some people would disagree with me, but for the sake of education, you know. You know why teen pregnancies can be prevented? Education. Because there again, you get into those social situations where, you know, kids experiment, you know what I'm saying? And parents, when they picture their kids, they still picture them, you know, as little kids. You know, seeing their kid off for the first time before they go on their first date with somebody. That can be a little nerve-wracking for parents, I can imagine. But, you know, if you're straightforward with your kids about the issue, you know, that's a lot better than lying to them about it. See what I'm saying? Because parents will get pissed off when their kids lie to them, but the minute their kid comes to them about something like sex, it's lies, 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 lies. And it's a very blatant example of hypocrisy, if you think about it. Because parents will sit there and say they don't like their kids lying to them, but then when their kids come to them with a serious question, asking very normal questions to ask, and it's lie, lie, lie. You know, see what I'm saying? Like, that ain't right. But yeah, I like the new billiard that I procured. It's pretty cool looking. I like it. One thing to consider when you get a pipe is, you know, don't bite down on it super hard. Don't chew the crap. I know some pipe smokers like to chew their stem when they smoke. That's a great way to go through stems. And I personally, I try to keep my pipe stems without teeth marks if I can avoid it. And you know, you can have it rest comfortably in your mouth without having it, you know, like a death grip on it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 7 minutes. I gotta try to keep my videos short, sweet, and to the point. Because if I don't, I'll sit here and ramble on for 40 fucking minutes, and nobody has time to sit through and watch a 40-minute video of mine. But I mean, I was one of those guys in high school that thought I'd never get laid, and once I got out of high school, I've actually had sexual encounters with 5 different women, so, you know, if I had a time machine, I'd go back in time into my high school days, and I'd go, don't worry about trying to get a girlfriend, focus more on your studies and your guitar playing, and you'll get a girlfriend eventually, you know. I would have, yeah. Well, if that, I sort of said focus more on your guitar playing, and you'll get laid eventually. Eh. But this is the problem with it, YouTube, in all honesty. When you have a society where sex sells, it's shoved in your face 24 fucking 7. You know, and for people who haven't had it in a minute, it can be depressing to be reminded of it constantly. And in all honesty, you're not missing much. If you haven't had sex yet, you're not missing much, YouTube. You're really not. It's alright, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. It really isn't. Unless, of course, you meet that one person where it's just awesome every time. You know. But, no, unless you meet somebody you connect with really well, sex is just sex, man. Either way you shape it. And speaking of sex, if you're going to a bar to get drinks, don't go to a bar trying to get pussy. Women hate that shit. In all honesty, usually when women go to a bar, they're going there to have a couple of drinks and relax and kick it with their friends. They're not going there to have 10 different guys trying to get down their pants. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the advantage to being a woman at a bar, is that if you're attractive enough, guys will buy you drinks, in the hopes that you'll go home with them and whatever. But you don't have to do shit. You just sit there and, you know, look pretty and have 10 different guys buy you drinks, and then you get shit faced for free, and then you don't have to go home with any one of them. I can't do that. Man, if I had women buying me drinks at the bar, I'd be like, did hell freeze over? Speaking of women in the bar, the last couple of times that I've gone to the bar, I've actually had women come up and talk to me, so that's a plus. Progress, anyway. Yeah. Let's get a close-up of that pipe, shall we? Oh yeah, that's a pretty awesome looking Sherlock. I dig it. I picked up this tobacco pipe at the Cigar Rialto. Ooh. I'm actually over my cold. I'm getting rid of the last of it. Been coughing less and less every day. Well, that's just about cashed. Just about cashed. Pretty much is actually. Go ahead. Yeah, dump that in my ashtray. Sit her down in the ashtray and let her cool off. I'm starting to lose the finish on my Zippo a little bit. Damn it. It happens, unfortunately. I've been using this the Tail and Mane shampoo and conditioner on my hair, and my hair looks a lot thicker now, and it feels a lot healthier than it has felt in quite some time, so that's nice. I'd recommend the Tail and Mane. Being single can suck, but it's not a punishment. I don't really put myself out there that much anyway, so yeah, I got no one to blame on that issue but myself. And the reason why I don't put myself out there is because I don't want to deal with rejection, plain and simple. So, yeah. I got a nicotine buzz. Holy shit. And sex is, it's alright. Not the greatest thing in the world. That's just my personal opinion. Oh yes, South Park's back with a brand new season. Alright. PC principal. That shit made me laugh. Cartman got 4 days of detention for picking on another student. Yeah. Shit. And if you haven't had sex yet, don't worry. It'll happen eventually when you least expect it. But I can tell you right now, you're not missing out on much. Companionship is nice, though. I'm not going to deny that. You know. I don't want to get rejected, so I don't try. So, and then if I don't try, I don't run the risk of getting an STD. I don't run the risk of getting a girl pregnant. And it sucks because you're gonna be alone the rest of your life, but that's that. And romance is for suckers anyway. Well, anyway, the This here is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.